This week on the Steam Machine Podcast, he's got no arms, he's got no legs, and I've got no intro. Let's talk about Rayman. Cue the music! Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Steam Machine Podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me this week, as always, is one half of the Destructo Bros.
Hi, it's Willie. How are you doing today?
I am incredibly tired, but I am here. And also joining me and this lovely young Willie is the fantastical, the incredible, the grandmother of the Steam Machine Podcast Discord, Team Retro. Mick, how you doing, bud?
All I have to say is this is the third time that I have DM'd, I don't think I'm going to make the episode, and this is the third time that I have somehow managed to show up. I am 3 for 3. Fuck you, Jeff. Watch South Park.
Hey, though, this one was a weird one, too, because you were the one that suggested, okay, if we can't record on Thanksgiving Day, we should do it on Wednesday, and then you couldn't show up on Wednesday. We rescheduled because you weren't there, and you're like, oh, I'm fine now.
You're like, actually, Friday works fine.
I thought you rescheduled because you were both tired as fuck.
I mean, that was part of it, but I just figured we wanted a little bit more time to play with the game, and...
Oh, my main thing was, I knew none of us were going to be able to record last night.
Yeah, obviously.
Which is our normal recording night.
I'm very glad I didn't.
I got to tell you, Mick, the dichotomy of when I do this show, and I get to hear you say, fuck you, Jeff, watch South Park, and then I do Dan and Jeff's Media Dump, and I hear Jeff go, fuck you, Mikolov, I'm not watching South Park. And then I come back here and you're like, fuck you, Jeff, watch South Park. It's this repeating cycle of fuck yous that never ceases to make me laugh.
It's like tennis.
It really is. It's fuck you tennis.
Very slow tennis.
Oh, sorry. Made me
and
laugh
I'm the ref,
so
just
hard.
watching the ball.
You just made me laugh so hard my residual cough kicked in.
Oh, that's okay. Let me go ahead and say this. Earlier, fucking Willie shared a meme in our host chat, and I'm glad I was in the dispensary room by myself because I read it and it's like, oh, Hideo Kojima has a wife. I didn't realize he was married. I thought he was gay. Next person on Reddit, what gave you that impression? And then the next one down was Metal Gear Solid, and I just went like that, and just big old snot bubble just blew out and popped on my face, and I'm like, went and grabbed a paper towel real quick, wiped it off. I was like, oh my god, because immediately in my brain, my fucking head, because of the internet, I heard Snake go, "I'm dummy thick."
The clapping of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Clapping of my ass keeps alerting the guards.
I'm trying to sneak, Colonel.
But I'm
the true origin of the... Damn it.
He's cooked. Oh, he's cooked.
I am cooked. Can't even talk now. Jesus H. The true origin of the exclamation point is because he's getting it up the butt. Yeah.
Colonel. Snake?
Snake?
A metal rear?
Metal rear.
God, just be careful when Raiden shows up. My word.
Yeah, okay.
I can't wait for us to play Metal Gear 2. That's coming soon.
Haven't we almost played Metal Gear Solid 2 like 7 times now? Because I feel like that was already on the list a couple times, and yet we haven't played it.
It's the next poll game. So
okay, poll game. Gotcha.
Once we do Chained Echoes, and then we go through our picks, that'll be the next one is Metal Gear. And
great, thank you.
There's a whole section of that game where you play as Raiden, who is buck ass naked.
I am so looking forward to that.
You just have to run around and he's just holding his dick and balls so you can't see it. Like it's primo. Metal Gear 2 is ridiculous. And it also, like, if you think about the time that game came out and like what it's about, it really makes me think that fucking Kojima can time travel.
I mean, between that and then the Death Stranding, he did that in like 2019, right before you're a courier in a world where everyone is like hiding inside from some kind of plague and you're changing the world. Like, how'd you do that?
Yeah. At this point, he's like the Simpsons. It's just the Simpsons and Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Know something we don't.
Foxhound did it.
Oh, man. Mikolov, how you been, man? What you been up to?
Oh, you could probably tell by the way I sound that I'm getting over a little something.
A little cold?
I don't know. No, I think I'm getting over my doctor being a dummy. So, last episode, I had a little buggy, a little liquid issue.
I was going to say, you were driving around in it, like a Shriner.
So, I'm happy to report my poops are now solid, but...
You were celebrating those. You were counting them off for us for a little while.
God,
too.
I would. Because it was a
Fucking
good
funny.
Partying.
It was a good week. Oh, I'm so glad that's behind me. But I also went in for my...
Literally.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
God damn it, I need to choose my words carefully with you guys. I keep forgetting.
This episode is already so full of butt talk.
Hey, be careful. You don't want the listeners saying this episode is ass.
The Cream Machine podcast.
This episode is cheeks, dude.
I mean, maybe they'll say it. Maybe they'll say it slaps. So anyway, no, I went for my regular physical, and my doctor was like, "Oh, did you get the flu shot yet?" I'm like, "No, but I don't know that I want it today because I just got over a nasty stomach bug. My immune system is probably a mess. Like, do I really want to give myself like a weaker version of the flu when my immune system's already fighting something off?" It's like, you'll be fine. You had it a week ago. And I've had a freaking lingering cough ever since. And that was like a week and a half ago. So
That does not sound like doctor logic. That sounds like somebody's fairly irresponsible dad.
Why does... It might just be because I've had a very, very long day and I'm stoned, but Lingering Cough sounds like a really good black metal band name.
Doesn't it?
We are Lingering Cough.
Oh, God, it's frustrating, too, because, like laughing and, jovial things just make me cough, and it's annoying. It's just, stupid postnasal drip and congestion. It's just, it's weird.
Something I thought would go away when I was a kid, but still happens to me now, is when it is too quiet, I will get the worst scratch in my throat. Like, sitting in class, everyone's taking a test, and suddenly I have to cough, but I don't want to be the one that coughs in the quiet room. Happens to me now, waiting in the doctor's office. It's real quiet, and then suddenly I'm just like clearing my throat, trying to scratch this itch that's down here, and I'm like, I want nothing more than just be like to get to it, and everybody's gonna be like, you got the vid.
You gotta carry around chloroseptic spray, dude.
Chloroseptic, does that numb you?
Yeah. It does, but it feels really good on a scratchy or itchy throat to me.
Oh, no,
Then again, I'm kind of always looking for excuses to take chloroseptic spray.
See, here's the problem.
I weirdly like numbing medicines.
Here's the problem with me and chloroseptic spray. I'll spray it, and then, it'll keep me from coughing for a little bit, but then I'll just be sitting there going, hold on, I gotta get closer to the mic. We gotta do mouth noises for this.
I'm really glad that Discord did not like that. It'll be on the recording.
Listen to this one.
It'll be on the recording.
So anyone of you who hate ASMR, welcome to our anti-ASMR misophonia episode.
Quickly, things that trigger people. I laughed so hard when I pulled up Matt from Meat Church's video about turkey this year, because he was wearing a shirt that had a turkey on it that said, "I like it moist." And then
everyone hates that word.
They have a promo code that they're running until the end of 2025 that if you use code MOIST, you can get whatever off. And I was just like, dude, I know there are people who will not use that promo code because they don't even want to type that word out, even though there are some situations that that word is required. How else do you? What are you gonna say? Oh man, this cookie is really damp and wet. People aren't gonna think that sounds appetizing. But if you're like, this is a moist cookie, they're gonna be like, fuck yeah, I want a moist cookie.
I mean,
anyway, this cake
it's
soggy and shit.
Nobody wants a dry turkey. Nobody wants a soggy turkey, but a moist turkey,
right? You want some wet turkey?
Yeah.
You not shitting on some wet ass turkey.
Oh man. But I'm glad you're feeling better, man. I'm glad you're firing darts at normal volume and stuff now. So.
Dropping the kids off at the pool.
Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
So, other than that, I actually took notes because I'm never good at this section of the podcast. But Black Friday came and went, and I may have
God did it.
I may have splurged a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So PayPal was doing this deal where if you do PayPal Pay in 4, you get 20% cash back in your PayPal account, which you could then withdraw to a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
And Best Buy decided that they were going to have a sale on 3D printers.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, A plus B, I have a new printer.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually upgraded the one that I had, which was just the base model Bamboo A1 Mini. Now I have this big old P1S, which I used to have the A1 Mini running in the background when we recorded or when I filmed stuff for my channel and all that. I cannot do that with this one because it is loud as fuck. But the prints are beautiful. There are a lot less imperfections in the prints. And it's all enclosed, so it's all temperature controlled. So there's no danger of it getting too hot or not hot enough and screwing up the prints that way. So far, everything I printed out of it has been beautiful.
I remember Megan's crafting room that she had. She had a 3D printer in there, along with a wood burning thing and some of the. She was really good at all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember that fucking 3D printer, she'd shut the door when she was using it and have a fan blowing on it because it would get warm in there and it was loud.
Yeah.
But that technology, brother, fucking astounds me. It truly astounds me that you can put into this thing toy car and tell it what to do, and that motherfucker will print you in 3D.
Yeah, a car.
A car. What the fuck? That's so crazy.
Star Trek replicator
I did my channel
shit.
logo, 3D printer.
Yeah, that's good.
That's bitching.
Yeah, that blew my mind when this came out, and now it's on every video just because that's freaking awesome.
I just looked down I was still wearing my work lanyard, but I was gonna say, dude, if you ever do a pin, I'll put it on my work lanyard.
I will attempt that
because I've thought about getting a steam machine one and putting it on my thing.
I've been toying with the idea of doing merchandise, and I can't think of anything that I say in my channel that would fit on merchandise, so I might just do the logo and just call it a day. Because I was gonna put something like Specktown, but then Nefarious was like, are you gonna wear a shirt that says ride on into Specktown? You think people aren't gonna take that as a dirty joke? I'm like, fuck you, dude. You ruined that for me. Dude, I love the man. He's my friend. He's not gonna listen to this. He ruined Chrono Trigger for me.
That's impossible. So
I was 3D printing a Chrono Trigger clock to give to somebody as a gift, which was just the C with the 3 times. And it was a functional clock because Bamboo sells clock kits that you could put in 3D prints. Wow. And you put a battery in it and it turns it into a functional clock. And
that's
so,
badass.
Can you use it to travel back to the Dark Ages?
I would travel to... No, fuck. There's no good future in that game. God damn it.
That's kind of the point, dude. That's why you need the time machine.
Just don't wear any weird necklaces. You'll be fine.
Yeah, right? I gotta try and print the pendant. That'd be cool.
Oh, that is a good idea, yeah.
Rip a fucking hole in space and time.
Yeah. So...
Do 5D printing.
Anyway, we have these... You've seen Office Space. You know, the consultants, the Bobs.
Yes.
We have a Bob. And
Bob has bitch tits.
His last name begins with a C. And he has his own company called his last name that begins with a C, Consulting.
Cunt. Cunt's Consult.
Pretty much.
Name Bob Cunt. Sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. Nobody likes this guy.
I thought you were gonna say you're fine. Nobody likes the show.
Stop it.
6, 7.
The show where Mikhail actually dies because of humor. Oh my god.
The thing is, the problem is that it's very rewarding from my perspective, so I want to do it more.
Oh god.
Willie's looking for that Mortal Kombat fatality.
All of a sudden, I just pass out. He's like, Willie wins!
Quick, does anyone know his 911?
Honestly, I was gonna
area code?
I was about to say, if you passed out, honestly, I would then begin to quickly look for something that you sent me so I could get your fucking address and be like, I gotta at least call and like alert somebody.
I will try. I will try not to die in the background. So anyway, he has a logo that's a big giant C, but it's got compass points.
Oh, I see. I see where this is going. Yeah.
And so I asked another coworker who has a 3D printer in his office. This was before I bought mine, or not in his office, in his classroom. This was before I bought mine because he had the bigger size of the one that I used to have. No, his dick is kind of tiny. He's got one of those dicks that the stomach kind of folds over.
It tastes terrible.
Dick don't grow in the shade. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
So anyway, he prints it for me, and I go and I show it to Nefarious because I'm like, this is really cool. I'm gonna make this a clock, and he's like, you're gonna make a clock on the consulting guy. And then he shows me, like, the workbook with the logo. I'm like, you just ruined Chrono Trigger for me, you moron. You know that's my favorite game of all time. I'm like, I'm going to find a way to ruin Earthbound for you.
Just tell him that Mother 3 is never coming out. That usually works.
He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit about Mother 3. He doesn't follow... he doesn't follow any of the lore other than that one SNES game because he's got nostalgia goggles for it. Quite frankly, I don't see it.
Has he never played like the NES game or anything? Just Mother 2 and that's it?
He's just played Mother 2.
That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Didn't Mother 3 come out for Game Boy or something like that? I think there's a fan translation.
It came out
there's fan translations.
Oh, there is a fan translation, yeah.
Yeah,
but the point is Nintendo is never bringing it over despite putting Lucas in all the Smash Bros. Games.
Dude.
And then everybody's like, who's Lucas? And they're like, don't worry about it.
We were on Dane and Jeff Media Dump, which I think that this episode will probably come out before this one, so I'm spoiling something for Media Dump, but we were having a conversation about that Valve just doesn't like the number 3 because Jeff was talking about he wanted a Left 4 Dead 3, and Dane just goes, well, Valve don't like the number 3. And I started laughing my ass off, and I was like, dude, you know how Valve can make some fucking money? The Steam Machine comes out. Exclusives,
we're all thinking it.
Exclusives only for the Steam Machine. Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, and Portal 3. The 3 threes that they've never done. Team Fortress 3.
I was going to say Team Fortress 3, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's like, Counter-Strike 3. Like, there's so many threes that they could throw out because they just don't do them.
The thing about
what's funny is that used to be the knock on Capcom was that they can't count to 3 because of the Street Fighter games. Because it went Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. We're going to move up to that Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2.
But then there was the Street Fighter Alpha 3.
There was an Alpha 3. That one did break the combo, and then they moved on to make actual 3.
Yeah.
And there was a 3 Third Strike, so eventually they proved they knew the shit out of 3.
4...
That's apparently like the best game.
4 is the best modern Street Fighter, and you could fight me on that all day.
Street fight you on it?
You could street fight me on it. 5 sucked, 6 looks horrible, 4 is still phenomenal to this day.
I really wish I was more into 3 Third Strike than I am, because I loved Alpha 3, and 3 Third Strike seems even better, but man, I just didn't have a system that could play it when it came out.
You played the wrong Dreamcast game this week.
I did not have a Dreamcast.
You have a Dreamcast emulator.
I do now, yes, I could be playing it. But then I would probably just MAME it, Arcade Perfect, baby.
That's true. At that point, you might as well just MAME it.
I tell you, and I'll touch on this a little bit later, but that's one cool thing about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection that just came out, is that it has the arcade versions of the games and the console ports.
Does it have like terrible ones like the Game Boy Color version of Mortal Kombat 4?
So there's Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition, which I think is the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat 4, and then there's Mortal Kombat. There's another one that's a Game Boy game that is not good. My God, it's not good. That might be the one that's 4, and then Tournament Edition, is Deadly Alliance on Game Boy Advance. Okay. But the other one is Mortal Kombat 4, I think, on the Game Boy, rough. And it woo.
It just got an episode of Mad McMuscle's The Worst Fighting Game series recently, and while he didn't put it in the top 2 terrible tiers, it wasn't good.
But yeah, there's like Mortal Kombat, and then there's the SNES version, the Genesis version, and I think there's one other version of the original Mortal Kombat, and then there's Mortal Kombat 2, and then Mortal Kombat 3, and then Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, all that jazz.
Did they do both of the trilogies,
Yep.
the PlayStation and N64 versions?
So there's the PlayStation version of Trilogy. I think it's just Trilogy though, because I think they're both pretty much the same. And then,
well, they had a different version of Chameleon in both of them, if I remember right.
Oh, right.
Because I think Chameleon was a girl ninja,
girl
and
in
then a boy
Nintendo's
ninja in
version.
the other.
Because nowadays they're different characters and they both show up. Like
really,
in one of the Mortal Kombat's I played, there's Chameleon with a K.
Yeah,
and then there's Chameleon with a C.
Okay, so it is two different characters. So
yeah, one's the male and one's the female. I believe the one with the K is the female.
How hard must it have been to get them to spell a Mortal Kombat character with a C in it, man? They hate the letter C around there.
Let me tell you.
It's like that kind of Bloods versus Crips things where they don't spell words the same way because they don't want to use the other letter from them.
Yeah, they don't want to use a Crip, so they'll spell everything without a C. It's real strange.
Yeah. Boy, we are tangents as hell today. I love it.
Oops, all tangents.
Mick,
I mean, I don't have much to say about Rayman, so this is fine.
How much stuff did you have about what your week was like? I know you said you got the 3D printer.
I can cut some of it out because a lot of it's not really all that relevant.
I'm just curious if you forgot stuff.
No, this is the first time I actually took notes, but now that
I never take notes for this section, that's a good idea.
Now that we tangented, I'm gonna cut some of it out because I don't want to bore everybody. No, there's only one more thing I really want to talk about because it was just really cool. So I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV like on and off for the last several months, mostly because I don't like the latest expansion. I think it's but
okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's terrible. I hate it. But also because
I like to do squats so I can get butt expansion.
This it's always about the rear end with me.
That's okay. You know, some people are about that caboose.
I'm all about that ass.
Hey, no trouble.
No trouble. So I've been playing it like a little bit here and there, taking breaks, a little bit here and there, taking breaks. Mostly because the quest line that I was on was just a ridiculous, boring grind fest, and I hated every second of it. Every single expansion, they come up with this idea for relic weapons, which is basically supposed to be for that expansion, it's the most powerful weapon for your class. And then they keep giving you steps to upgrade it as they come out with new patches. Dalton's laughing because he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
It is such a time sink. Oh my god.
Yeah. So the only way for me to gather the materials that I needed were to grind fates, which are little mini quests in the overworld that pop up. And if you do that, there's a 5% chance that it'll drop the item you need. And you need 3 of them per zone. Or...
Man, you would love old school RuneScape if that's the kind of number that makes you a little nervous about grinding.
Or old school Ragnarok Online, quite frankly, which I know you didn't
Or
play.
Final Fantasy XI.
Yeah. I forgot you had a huge Ragnarok phase.
This item that you're looking for is dropped by an NM that spawns once every 8 hours, and there's a 0.5% drop rate. Enjoy.
That's nasty.
It's the MMO thing.
Yeah.
And
Final Fantasy's always done that, though. Even the very first game, Warmack is the rarest monster, and he has a rare drop, I believe.
Yeah, but nobody really... Did anybody really do that?
I did not know anyone to grind Warmack. I knew people that would fight Warmack because beating him was kind of like the equivalent of beating, like, Omega Weapon in that game.
Yeah.
But I don't think I knew anyone that grinded it for the item drop. Now, it was in 4 grinding Pink Tails, people really did that, because you actually got some useful weapon out of it.
Well, I also, in 6, I would grind, I think, Tyrannosaurs, because they gave the most experience, but I think you could also steal Atma weapons from them.
Oh, cool.
I might be misremembering that. You could steal something from them that's valuable.
I swear I thought I remember you getting Atma weapon from the boss also named Atma weapon.
You did. You had to steal it, but you can...
Right.
You can get more than one in that game somehow.
Sick.
I just don't remember how you do it. But anyway... So I had been grinding this quest like off and on. I've just been getting nowhere with it. And again, either you grind fates or you go into this thing called the Occult Crescent, which is not fun for me. I don't like it at all. I think the bosses in it are too hard. I think it's every time I go to fight a boss, it ends up just becoming Watch Simulator because I die because of some stupid mechanic that the boss does, and other people die too, so it takes a while to finally get a res out. And I'm just like, I'm not having fun with this. So I just figured I'd just go do the fate grind, because then at least I can buy stuff with the currency that you get from fates and get my money up, because I could sell it. So it's been months. Like, I want to say it's been like half a year that I've been slowly doing this. And so finally I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to get this part over with. And so I put out a shout for help in the TADPOG Discord. And next thing you know, me, Dave, Grim, and Zelnop are all in a Discord chat playing Final Fantasy XIV together. Like, they all rallied and they're like, let's get this for this guy. And they got me like 95% of the way there, and I got the last 5% earlier today.
Sick.
Yeah. Like, and the whole time we were just like BSing, and I swear, like,
they're a fun crew.
They're a bunch of good dudes.
Yeah, Dave is like one of the nicest guys. Like, he's
hella
just
chill, dude.
Super chill.
Grim is a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zao, I love Zao to death. If you don't know Zalnop, you might take his humor sometimes as him being a dickhead, but he's not. Like, that's just his humor.
Oh, no, I didn't get any...
No, I'm not saying you did.
I didn't get any negative vibes from Zal at all.
It's all about whether you kind of knew him from, like, Game Buds or from the Twitch chat or anything like that, because,
Zal mod, best mod.
Zal mod, best mod.
I actually have a song in my discography that I think is called Zal mod, best mod.
Yes, you do.
Nice.
And then I have one named after Grim as well, in fact,
But, by the way, since you're talking about your songs, did you notice I just happened to always sneak in the song that you named Gordon's Freeman Sloppy Toppy? Just because I love the name of that song so much, I put it in every video now.
Was that just a Steam comment that we saw that was fucking hilarious? Wasn't it like
it was a Steam review. It was a Steam review Nathan found. And it just became the dumbest inside joke we have.
Yeah.
Gordam Freeman Sloppy Toppy.
I mean, it's also a very banging song, but just the fact that it's Gordon Freeman Sloppy Toppy. There's also an Easter egg in a video that I came out with a couple weeks ago where I'm talking about buyer's remorse, and I put on a song of yours titled Regret.
That's good.
Yeah, I remember being in a weird mood when I named that album, because each song is like named like that, like Regret, Longing, like things like that. But the songs actually have titles that I put in parenthesis after that. It was just like I was just in this weird mood where I was like, each of these are going to have a feeling to them,
a stage of grief.
Yeah,
Dalton, when you're not yourself when you're hungry, eat a Snickers.
So that's what I've been up to mostly. Everything else is just trying to squeeze in time to game whenever I can, getting content out,
taking solid shits.
You're saying solid like you're like a hip cat. Like, solid.
You know, this thing that everybody else takes for granted.
Trust me, I'm with you on this one.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I took a groovy piss earlier.
Was it out your butt?
No, luckily. Piss rocks out your pee hole.
Got another shout out to Zal in there.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, like you said, Grim is a real nice guy. I've known him to go above and beyond in ways you just wouldn't expect from time to time. He's like really generous.
Yeah, no, nice. it just blew my mind how they just all like rallied and were just like, let's get this done.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got to not only not have to deal with this long grind, but you actually got to have fun hanging out and making it a social time instead of the number nightmare.
Right, and then we all celebrated when I got one of the drops too. So actually, it was kind of cool because as a current TADPOG listener, like every time I got one of the drops, there was kind of just a collective hell yeah from everyone else.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, that sounds familiar.
It echoes through the chambers of time. So, Willie, what about you, man? What you been up to?
Less than usual. I haven't had a lot to report on. There's stuff that I'm working on that is nowhere near ready to talk about. Man, I had like one thing I actually did want to bring up. I would like to thank my brother. He's not going to be here for Christmas, so he gave me like a Christmas present in advance, and it's this blanket that has all these Weird Al Yankovic themed like decorations on it, like
that's
accordions cool. And
I love
spatulas.
The LTV logo.
Yeah,
the LTV logo. Yeah, it's great. Twinkie Winker sandwiches.
I'm seeing him in July. He's coming to Connecticut.
I've never been. I would love to go to his next tour. Like that's definitely something I want to try to save up some money for.
Same as easy.
It's just like everyone's told me for decades that he puts on an amazing show. He's very fan forward. That he loves performing. It seems like.
I had someone tell me that was the loudest concert they ever went to.
That's crazy to me.
Considering what your friends listen to. I would have thought the loudest band ever would probably be like Guar.
Honestly, you want to know who the loudest live band I've ever seen was? Chevelle.
That's weird. Yeah, that's
their fucking guitars were so loud. And this was an outside like festival. We were relatively close, but oh man, real loud.
That's cool. Yeah, I would not have guessed that if you gave me 100 rock band guesses.
Right, just of all
and like
bands.
not even a knock on Chevelle. It's just that's not a band I think of as particularly loud or heavy. They're just melodic hard rock.
I don't remember if I sent it to you, Willie, but I saw a video of Hoobastank playing live, and the lead singer started hyping the crowd up, saying they were about to play their heaviest and fastest song. He wanted to see that pit open up. I'm like, okay, here comes Crawling in the Dark, and then I'm like, oh wait a minute, what if? And they dropped into they fucking dropped into The Reason. And I cracked up. I'm not a perfect person. Like,
I'm going to be honest, that justifies Hoobastank's existence to me now.
it was really funny. I was like, dude, open up this fucking pit. Just, it was great, dude. It was great.
That's wonderful. Ah, shit. So let's see. Yeah, that's basically all I had. We really enjoyed Thanksgiving dinner. It was good, you know. More is more. Had a little too much wine yesterday, so I'm kind of happy that I ended up getting some extra sleep throughout the day, so I'm feeling good now.
We did have Thanksgiving last night.
Yes.
I forgot about that. It's been a long day, gentlemen. Black Friday kicked my dick in the dirt.
Yeah, that's usually what comes after Thanksgiving. Speaking of Thanksgiving stuff, Mick, you were mentioning earlier your pumpkin pie. I thought we were all out of desserts. We have almost 2 full pumpkin pies left. I need to figure out if we have like Cool Whip or ice cream or anything. Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't get any of it.
I love pumpkin pie. My dad's got a pumpkin pie in the fridge. I think there's like 2 slices left of it. I'm definitely getting me one later.
Yeah, no, there is half a pie left.
That's a good amount.
Oh, but no. The highlight for me was I ordered a blueberry pie, and I haven't had blueberry pie since my aunt used to make it from scratch. So
nice.
I had myself a blueberry pie last night and some ice cream, and man, it was delicious.
Speaking of desserts and stuff, I don't remember who it was in the Discord, but Adam brought up that he had like an American-style pumpkin pie for the first time, and people were talking about similar recipes, and someone brought up like a pumpkin pie spice cheesecake. I need to try that.
That sounds real good, dude.
See, I'm weird. I mean, everybody knows that, but I'm weird when it comes to pumpkin because I love pumpkin pie, like made with pumpkin. Mm-hmm. I cannot eat or stomach anything pumpkin spice flavored.
Really? No pumpkin spice coffee, no pumpkin spice beer, none of it?
None of it.
What about like pumpkin cake, like bread, like sweet bread that's like pumpkin flavored?
Yeah, I could do that.
That sounds nice.
I could do pumpkin. But put that word spice at the end of it, I can't do it.
Because you're getting less pumpkin flavor. It's usually all nutmeg, really, I feel like.
Exactly. Yeah. It's more cinnamony than it is pumpkin at that point.
Yes.
That's because pumpkin spice is not supposed to taste like pumpkin. It's supposed to taste like the spices you put into pumpkin pie. So cinnamon,
but usually there's a
nutmeg.
little pumpkin flavor on there, too, to make it, like, balance, finish the game.
If they're good at what they're doing, I agree, yes.
Most are not.
Not always.
That's so funny because you said, man, I don't know if about any more pumpkin. I'm like, man, I didn't get any pumpkin beer this year. I would like to get one of those.
See, I'll take an Oktoberfest over a pumpkin beer.
That sounds nice too.
Word up. Does that just leave me?
That just leaves you?
Is there anything else, Will?
I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that went on for me, but it feels like I covered a lot of stuff on the last episode. Like, I think I talked for a while on the last one.
Okay. Thanksgiving was yesterday. I smoked turkey. Came out fucking delicious. I was worried. I'm always worried when I'm cooking something on the smoker, even ribs that I've done 1,000 times. There's always a little worry that they're not going to be done like I want them. But that turkey came out absolutely delicious. Dad made a bunch of sides, so we had green bean casserole, corn casserole, broccoli casserole, and stuffing and gravy and mashed potatoes. So yeah, just like the classic sides for Thanksgiving and stuff, and it was really, really tasty. Managed to not fall asleep after dinner because I was like, I fought through the tryptophan and because I knew I worked later in the afternoon, and I didn't want to fall asleep at 7 o'clock at night, wake up at 2 in the morning, and then have to stay up until 3 to go to work.
Oh, no.
It would have been rough.
No,
so you got the full Black Friday experience. You getting there early, opening up early.
So I went in today at 3 o'clock, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Let me just go ahead and say, like, they wasn't 3 o'clock in the, but we did open early today. We opened at 8 a.m. We had beanies to give away to the first 50 people.
Okay.
They were gone in the first hour that we were open.
Wow.
We had a doorbuster for a strain called Golden Pineapple, and it was limit 2 per customer for $15 a piece. It might have been $10 a piece. It was really cheap. They were gone by 11 o'clock this morning. At the end of the day, and this is not counting the people that come in, and because we're so busy, we just forget to check them in, like in the drive-thru and stuff. But we saw over 300 people today.
Good Lord.
Which is a lot for a little dispensary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Although, let me say this. Years of working in grocery stores prepared me for this shit. Because 300 people in a day, normal business for a fucking grocery store. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm used to when they're like, okay, it's Black Friday, there's going to be a lot of people in here, not necessarily for the grocery store, but like an equivalent. So the day before Thanksgiving. Absolutely slammed. You're talking, you guys are going to see like 800 people that day or more. So
it doesn't even have to be a holiday, just like any like first of the month or Saturday that has like a good timing.
The first of the month, yeah. Just a bunch of people coming in. So it was hectic today. Like my legs and my knees and my back hurt, and they're sore and they're tired. But I made it through without getting like overwhelmed. So that was nice. But yeah, man, Black Friday, fucking hell. There was a lot of shit on sale today. What else? I
did not leave my house today.
Neither did I.
If I wouldn't have worked, I would not have either, because Black Friday is cool and all, but like starting like a week ago, everything's been super cheap online because they're like Cyber Monday a week early because they just want to rack in cash around now. So,
yeah,
I fell down 2 rabbit holes over the last 2 weeks.
How are the rabbits?
Depends on the hole you're talking about. In one hole, they were brutally murdered in ridiculous ways. And in the other hole, they had their faces painted. Which one do you want to hear about first?
Well, in one hole and out the other.
So the first one I fell down was I watched this video called The Insane Lore of Mortal Kombat.
How long is that?
It was a 3-hour video.
That's a lot of lore.
It was far more than I anticipated. And it was like, it goes way deeper than I expected.
Can I give you a shameful Mortal Kombat fact about myself that I only learned about this last couple weeks?
Yeah, by all means.
I was only really caught up to the lore for the first like 2 or 3 games. For some reason, it completely missed me that Netherrealm is not a synonym for Outworld. Like, those are 2 different realms.
Yeah. Yeah, the Netherrealm and Outworld are 2 different places. Yes, sir.
But like the Netherrealm is kind of like Outworld Hell, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So one of the things I learned, and this is a trivia question for both of you.
Okay.
Right.
Do you know the canonical death, or do you know when the canonical death of Scorpion occurred before he became the Scorpion we know him as?
It was like thousands of years. Like I was supposed to say it was 1,000 years.
Okay.
Okay, let me think. I want to say it's got to be a lot closer to when the game... No. He was... That's weird, because Sub-Zero is basically a human, and he feuded with Sub-Zero. Didn't the original Sub-Zero kill him, and then he killed the original Sub-Zero? So it would have had to have been within Sub-Zero's lifespan.
You're correct. Scorpion's
so I would
original...
say maybe 10 to 20 years ago.
Scorpion's original canonical death happens as the first boss fight in Mythology Sub-Zero.
Oh.
They are both sent to do the same thing, because that game takes place before the first Mortal Kombat tournament. So the first boss fight in that game, you fight Scorpion, but it is the human Scorpion. And when you kill him, you kill him. So then when he comes back in Mortal Kombat, he is the Spectre from Hell that you know him as, and he's coming back hell-bent on killing Sub-Zero. He achieves this. Yeah, he achieves this, and Sub-Zero becomes Noob Saibot.
That's right, yeah.
And Sub-Zero's brother takes over the mantle of Sub-Zero. And who was one of Scorpion's really good friends? I believe it was Scorpion. Might have been Sub-Zero. One of the 2. Smoke!
Smoke, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Fucking wild, man.
Did they ever explain why Smoke got roboticized?
Yeah, it had something to do with the Lin Kuei.
Okay.
Because Sector and Cyrax were also Lin Kuei warriors, and they were turned into robotic beings as well. Dude, I'm telling you, there's way more than I expected to all of this shit that ties together. It's really, really cool, man. Like, there's the original timeline, and then there's the NetherRealm Studios timeline.
So is that what, from 8 on? 7
that's when they did Mortal Kombat, and then Mortal Kombat 10, and so I think it's 9 on.
Okay.
So
because there's 2 games called Mortal Kombat and another game called Mortal Kombat 1 now.
Yes. Yes.
Great job, idiots.
Mortal Kombat Armageddon was the final game in the original timeline, unless you count Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, which a lot of people don't. They think that's kind of like a guide in the story.
It is kind of numbered as 8, though, right? Like, if you counted them by number, then that's how you get 11 as 11, is by counting that one as 8.
Yes. Which, again, odd, but that is what it is. But yeah, the first Mortal Kombat of the NetherRealm Studios begins with like the ending of Armageddon, and somewhat spoilers, it ends up sending you back in time, and you basically replay through the original 3 Mortal Kombat games in that game, but Raiden has the knowledge of all of the games that have occurred beforehand.
Oh, okay. So that's really what the
fucking cool. Is. Really fucking cool, man. Like, I really, really look forward to us getting to those, because that's when like the story mode started getting really cool, and they added in like the in-game cutscenes, or in-engine cutscenes, and stuff like that. It's a very, very, very cool story. So I fell down that rabbit hole, learned a whole bunch about Mortal Kombat, super hyped up about that, rekindled me thinking about this D&D game.
Yes.
Where everyone makes a monk, and you play through, and maybe you guys have to defend Earthrealm or something like that. The other rabbit hole I fell down was a lore video about the Insane Clown Posse's albums, The Dark Carnival.
Okay, about the Dark Carnival specifically, so going through the Joker cards. Okay.
Yeah, all of the Joker cards, and then like the albums after that and stuff. So like
that explains why you sent me a post-Joker card song earlier, because that was still on your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also too, because I remember buying that CD back in the day, Rockin' the Tempest. That was a good album. But
I like the album art a lot, actually.
Yeah, so the story behind that, The Tempest, is a roller coaster that you get on but you never get off type thing. Like,
gotcha.
So each of the cards, there's the, it starts
you
off.
You can check out anytime you want, but you can always wee.
So, Carnival of Carnage, the original 6 Joker cards, Carnival of Carnage, the Ringmaster, the Riddle Box, Great Malenko, the Amazing Jekyll Brothers, and then the Wraith. Right? Those were the original Joker's cards. I didn't realize that each of them are entities in the world of the Dark Carnival. Like, so for instance, the Riddle Box. When you die and you're in the carnival, you approach the Riddle Box and you turn its handle. And if nothing pops out, you are a good soul. You get to go on and do whatever in the afterlife in the Dark Carnival. If Riddle Box pops out, he sends you to hell.
I feel like about 2/3 of the entities in the Dark Carnival mythos are just morality tests.
No, like, 100%.
Like, because I remember there's a guy you wrestle against or whatever, and I don't know, there's all kinds of shit.
No. You were
almost all of them are just
right.
Like you are good or you go to hell.
Basically, the first 6 Joker cards were the judgment in the afterlife, like what go through, and then the revelation at the end of the Wraith is that the Dark Carnival is actually their metaphor for heaven and God and stuff like that. Which makes more sense if you go and listen to songs like Pass Me By Now, where they're talking about going to the carnival and it's at the afterlife and everyone's having a great time together and everyone's happy. There's no fights and anything like that. They're describing what a heaven would be like. You know what I mean? So then the second set of Joker's cards are more about how you live your life, what you do during life and judgment, because it can affect the way things are going to happen in the afterlife. And dude, there's just, again, way more to it than I expected for ICP to be. It's deeper than I expected it to be. And it was really, really cool to watch those videos that I watched about them and learn more. And then also like to hear about all of these charities that they've done and donated to. And then that big storm that came, hit Texas, that they were like trying to get FEMA to go help, but like the government was like dragging their ass and shit like that. There were groups of juggalos that got together and did like storm relief cleanup and stuff for voluntary. But they'd
That's
all go
sweet.
out there and they're blasting fucking ICP, yelling whoop whoop and cleaning up. Like, it was just like, I've met some juggalos that I understand where the stigma comes from. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of the juggalos that I know would give you the shirt off their back if you needed it, even if they couldn't afford to buy another one. Like they're that kind of people because they look out for one another. That's the whole family thing. They take that shit real fucking serious. Like to the point that I've been at concerts and just because I'm wearing an ICP shirt, someone will walk up to me and be like, whoop, whoop, and just hand me a blunt and walk away and shit like that. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, fuck yeah, thank you. Whoop, whoop. So
that is whoop, whoop.
But learning all of that, brother, let me tell you, when I could cook up a fucking D&D game in a dark carnival setting too, where you guys have to like make your way through the different areas of the carnival and stuff. Oh, it would be real fun.
I could see that making sense, actually.
It would be real fun. And I think I would make it more like, yeah, you guys have to deal with, violence and stuff, but you're going to be judged on your actions and you got to remember like how you go about things and yada, yada, yada. So other than that, man, I've been working a bunch. But yeah, Willie, let's talk some Megabonk, man.
Yeah, so I didn't make any notes on this, but so for anyone who's not familiar with this game that has been sweeping the nation, if I basically just described it as what if you made a Vampire Survivors game that pretty much uses like old school RuneScape looking graphics, you pretty much are exactly imagining how the game plays.
Yeah. It's like if Risk of Rain was on a PlayStation 1.
Yeah, very low poly. It's a 3-dimensional in movement too, so there's like jumping and stuff, which I do think has a weird amount of like additional like movement tech and stuff, since it's a little easier to get out of being surrounded with it, especially if you have a character with really good jumping and mobility and stuff. And there's a lot of characters.
So yeah, this game, there are a lot of characters, there's a lot of weapons, and there's a lot of tomes, and there's a lot of items. Like there's or upgrades, I mean, not items, but like there's a lot of shit to this. I've put, let me look. I want to say 30 something hours into it already.
That sounds plausible.
38.4 hours. I don't quite have all the characters unlocked. I think there's still a good handful that I don't have because some of them are very hard to unlock.
There's the unlock requirements, I feel like they stay interesting, it looks like, throughout the whole thing. Like there's a lot of like kind of like a tree to it almost, where you have to unlock a certain weapon and do a certain thing with that weapon to unlock a character, and then that'll unlock another weapon too.
Yeah, for instance, I'm trying to unlock Birdo right now. And to unlock Birdo, you have to unlock the tornado weapon, and then you have to, in the desert level, kill 10 enemies with the whirlwind weapon whilst caught in a tornado. And like, that is so specific.
Didn't you have to like kill enemies inside the tornadoes to even get the tornado weapon in the first place?
I think that was where you had to charge up the shrines while in a sandstorm.
Oh, no, I think that does sound right.
I feel like that's the one that unlocked the tornado weapon. But even still, they're so specific.
Yeah.
Oh, and this game's like $10.
Yeah,
Full
I will
price.
say the main thing about these games is they live or die based on just how much serotonin can they get unlocking in your tiny little brain. And yes, this game completely lives up to the whole Vampire Survivor feeling of putting your head inside of a slot machine.
This is a one more run game.
Yeah, it's a huge one more run game, because I feel like Vampire Survivor runs are all 30 minutes or whatever. But if you're only doing a tier 1 level, you can be in and out in like 6 minutes.
Yeah, this is a great game. This is one of the games that I will play before work. Mm-hmm. Normal, like this or Skate, because I can just pop in, do some shit, and then pop out and not worry about having to find a save point or, be in the middle of something. I first heard about Megabonk on Dropped Frames. JP was talking about it. Shout out, not that he needs it, but me JP over on Twitch and YouTube. And he's like, man, he goes, I didn't think I was gonna, dig this game, but I loaded it up and I said, all right, I'll have a couple more runs, then I'll go to sleep. And the next thing I knew, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. So, and then he started talking about it, and I'm like, okay, I've had game experiences like that. Let me go look at this. So I saw the graphics, and I'm like, I'm intrigued. Let me buy it. So I bought it. It was $10, like I said, and I played it. And I'm like, I played a round or two, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'll come back to this later. So about a week or two goes by, and then I fired it up again, and it's like a hawk just came into my room and sunk its talons into me. Like, suddenly I'm like, oh my god, this game's like crack.
Yes.
And I believe I said that to you guys, And Mikolov's like, okay, so I'm going to avoid it, so I don't get addicted to it. And
yeah, because
Willie, you said,
I got enough crack in my life right now. Don't make a butt joke. You're about to make a butt joke.
No, but I was thinking, is someone going to make a butt joke? That thought crossed my mind.
I just didn't want to make an ass of myself. You know?
Oh.
But Willie was like, yeah, I'll check it out, eventually and stuff. So I think I had gotten some good tips for the week for at work, and I was like, I need someone to talk to about this game. Nate's busy, Mick's busy. I can convince Willie to play this.
So yeah, you kind of could tell that based on how much I loved Bloodshed and how enough of Vampire Survivor I played, you're like, he'll play it.
Yeah.
And you were right.
And I was like, this is 3D Bloodshed. Like, this, you know what I mean? So I was like, just check this out. So I think I don't know if you loaded it up immediately. I think you loaded it up, checked it out, but I know you sent me a message.
What happened is I loaded up, played like 1 or 2 rounds, was like, okay, this seems cool, I'll come back to it. And then when I came back to it, like you said, oh boy.
Yeah, and then suddenly I'm at work and I look at my phone and I have like 8 messages from Willie who's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Hell yeah, I unlocked this. And I'm like, it's got him. It's got him.
Yep.
It is stupid fun. The levels kind of generate. I would say they're never the same.
Yeah, that's one thing I had to learn early on too, because I thought the stuff that looks difficult to platform on must be where all the progression and secret stuff is. No, the terrain's generated randomly each time. There's like some rules, but it's procedural. Oh, I gotta say too that the first few characters you unlock, when you unlock the robot cowboy Clank or Cleforink or whatever,
Clank, that's what I call him. But
yeah, I call him Cleforink to be a problem because it says we don't know how to pronounce his name, so. CL4NK, Cleforink.
I did not expect this game to be 3D, by the way.
Yeah,
yeah, it sort of is. It's very low poly, but I love it. I love the look of it. Like low poly, the monsters are barely animated.
They move at a decent frame. Like everything is in 60 frames a second, but the monsters' animations are very much like left arm, right arm, right arm, left arm, left arm, right arm.
It's very good. It's a very cool look. But yeah, that character is just so satisfying because he starts off with these revolvers and then his critical chance gets improved as the game goes on. And the revolver also stacks with critical damage and critical chances. So real quick, you've got a character that can just hit a lot of dudes. And then your default 2 characters are the Fox and
Sir Ufi.
Sir Ufi the Knight. And like at first I thought, well, the Fox is supposed to be the fast character and the default character, so I'm sure that's the one I'm going to enjoy.
What does he say? I started playing as
Sir. Thank you, 2018 Swedish meme. But I started playing as Ufi, and I'm like, oh, okay, he doesn't have to be melee only. I can kid him out with some of Fox's moves. And then I'm like, wait. When I glide or slide down a hill, he uses his shield to like skateboard? This rules! I say the slide mechanic is so fun.
And then you unlocked Tony McZoom.
Tony McZoom, who has a hoverboard he rides all the time, and he is fast as fuck,
That's
boy!
Really cool, actually.
Yeah, he is basically Tony Hawk meets Marty McFly.
That's funny.
Yes, that's pretty fair.
Some of my favorite characters I think her name's Noella, or it might be just Noelle, but she's got the ice move. So the Ice Walker, I don't know if you've unlocked that yet. It's a circle that goes around your character, and then like every few second or 2 it pulses ice out, so it freezes enemies and damages them.
Oh, nice.
So the challenge that I did that me and Willie were talking about is very hard, but I did manage to do it, was the AFK challenge. So this is
I was so surprised.
Where you load into the map and you're not allowed to move. So if you try to move, you can't go anywhere. You have to stay in place and survive the entire round. And that's how you beat the AFK challenge. And I did it with Mega Chad. So there's a character called Mega Chad.
That makes sense.
And it's the dude from the meme, big square jaw, and he walks around like he's big shit, and he's just got an aura around him. Mm-hmm. And that aura damages people when they get in close to it. So I would use that, and then I would get the frost one, which is slightly larger.
Ah, okay.
So it would pulse damage, and then as they walked into the aura, they take, the hit, like it's hitting them, and they're getting the pulse damage and freezing, so they're moving slower. Then I got slutty rockets, is what they're called.
Yes.
They're little homing rockets that go out everywhere. And then I had the sword.
Sword's good. Which, the regular sword or the bandit sword?
The regular sword. I don't have the bandit sword unlocked yet. But the regular sword. But I managed to, the crucial things for the AFK challenge are to get the
Tome of Size.
The Tome of Size, yeah.
I was going to say that's definitely something important.
Tome of Attraction. Because if you don't,
oh, so you pull stuff in.
if you don't get the one that pulls stuff to level up to you, you'll just stop leveling up at one point because your shit will get so wide that enemies don't die close enough for you to get it anymore. So, brother, when I'm telling you, like, I had a ton of rockets coming out. So I think the three, I had the Tome of the Shield, Tome of Size, and the Tome of Attraction. And then, so I had some armor and some health, and then I just kept stacking attack speed and size and damage and crit. So I just got that as big as I could.
I will say my first run that really drove me nuts and made me love the game was playing as Sir Ufi and getting the Tome of Size with the sword, because that sword eventually gets redonkulous.
Huge. Let me correct myself. It was not the slutty rockets that I had. It was the Aegis. So I had the shields around me. So I had with the size thing, or I kept getting projectiles up. So I had 9 shields around me, plus armor, plus health. And the shield does damage and then knocks them back whenever it happens. So it was just like, I recommend that. That's a good combo because the sword has knockback. So the sword helps keep them away. And then if they get to you, you got the Aegis and they're getting the damage, yada, yada, yada.
Is this stuff you were getting as you were leveling up, or did you like do a little bit of prep work before going in?
No, so
you have to unlock the things first.
I was going to say, like, if it's a true roguelike, then you have to go in with nothing and unlock the stuff as you go.
Yeah, you
No, it's more of
nothing.
a Vampire Survivors like. You do upgrade stuff over the course between runs.
Yeah, but you unlock new things between the runs. But when you go into the run, you start with your base stuff and that's it. And everything else you have to find. There are like tiki heads, not tikis, but
Moai heads.
Yeah, like Moai heads that are around. You click those, they can give you an upgrade. You can find chests because you get gold. So you'll find some chests that are free. Some enemies will drop chests, and then there are chests that you pay gold, and every time you pay gold, they exponentially grow in how much they cost. Then there are like different kinds of shrines. There's the charge shrine. You have to stand next to it for a certain amount of time, and once it charges up, it gives you a buff. There's a magnet shrine that will pull all of the stuff in the level to you. So that's a good way to if you've been killing shit, but you've been having to run, you hit that magnet shrine, and it just sucks all of the experience and money to you. Very helpful in clutch moments.
And you can also pick new weapons as you level up from all that experience points, which is why he was saying the attract is so critical for that AFK run.
Yeah. The greed shrine, I haven't quite figured out what it does. The music box, I haven't figured out what that does, other than there's an achievement for turning them all on in the forest.
Is greed a boss greed, or is it something else?
The little stick with the little demon skull on it.
Oh, that raises the difficulty level, which means there'll be more enemies, but they'll give a little bit higher rewards.
Ah, well, there you go. And then
each of them gives like a 5% increase to the difficulty, which is not a huge increase.
And the only other one I can think of is the boss shrine, which I didn't realize what they did until Willie told me, and then it made a lot of sense. So sometimes I'd be like, why are there 3 fucking bosses spawning this time? It's because there are these totem things that you click, and it's because they're going to spawn more bosses, but you'll get more items, but it makes it harder. So
yeah, but for each of the copies of the boss that spawns, you'll basically get a treasure chest drop upon killing them. So, like, if you can take 3 of the bosses, it's worth it to do.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very fun game. Highly recommend. And it's not hard on the wallet.
I feel like it's one of those games, too, where I feel like pushing my luck doesn't feel as punishing as it does in a lot of other similar games. Like, I feel like if I do hit a bunch of greed shrines and boss shrines, unless I get stupid with it, it usually seems like it's still manageable.
Yeah. I did manage, and then we can move on to our game of the week. I did manage to have a run. So once the timer ends or you defeat the boss, the final swarm comes at you, and they're like these weird white ghosty
things.
They look like an enemy from Kingdom Hearts, right? And
they
they come at you, and the white ones aren't so bad. The black ones, when they come at you, are faster and they hit harder. So they will swarm you really, really quickly.
They hit hard, and they hit in a way that carries you away, so you won't be able to just stay where you are.
Oh God, I've had so many times that annoyed the shit out of me trying to get to and they just keep moving me, and I'm like, no, please. But this one particular run, I lasted, was it 6 minutes into it or 8 minutes? Some ridiculous long time, because I had so much life steal with an aura, and then so my attacks were so quick that I was literally healing just as fast as they were hurting me.
I had a very similar setup that lasted about 4 minutes with lifesteal and the one that just gives you faster. I had my attack cooldown less than 0%, basically. So it just basically meant I was constantly spamming attacks the whole time.
Yeah.
Just all the time. It was great.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. What we're saying, Nick, is that you should check this game out sometime. It's cool. Wait till you're ready for some new crack, though.
I was going to say.
It is.
Currently on some different crack. Plus I have an RPG I got to beat in the next couple weeks.
That is true. That is going to be a bit of a time consumer.
God, that game's so... Well...
Yeah, don't give away the cow.
No spoilers. I'll tell you this. I got a piece of armor in that game last night that is really high rated, high stats, and it's called plot armor.
That's hilarious.
Love it.
And I cackled. Not gonna lie.
That's very good.
All right. Gentlemen, we played a game. We play lots of games. But for this week, we played a retro game that was chosen by it was chosen by our listeners, but it was put on the poll by the other Destructo Bro, Nate. He is not here for me to ask him why he chose this.
If I had to guess, I would say it's because he likes the more recent Rayman games. He really enjoyed Legend and Origins, and I would guess he wanted to see a bit further back in the series' history before it got kind of revivified.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So with that, let's do some obligatory Wikipedia bullshit. Rayman 2: The Great Escape is a 1999 platform game developed by Ubi Pictures and published by Ubisoft. I know.
Why are they called Ubi Pictures? I've never remembered that.
Well, you know what? This is a tangent episode, so let's go down that rabbit hole real quick and just read that. Ubisoft.
I bet today they're just called Ubisoft Paris or something like that.
Yeah, Ubisoft Montpellier.
Montpellier, okay.
Oh, that's
Montpellier.
right. It's it's a very specific studio offshoot of Ubisoft.
Looks like they are
Gotcha.
best known for Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the game's made by, hold on, I have his name pulled up. Michel Ancel. That's his games.
Yeah. Man, that's a Kingdom Hearts name. Like a villain.
Ancel?
Michel
yeah,
Ancel.
absolutely. Michel Ancel, yeah.
At least
Except
he's
it would
not
be one
Michelle
word.
Incel.
Let's see. It was published by Ubisoft for the Nintendo 64, Windows, Dreamcast, and PlayStation. The game centers around the titular character Rayman, who is tasked with saving the fantastical land of the Fairy Glade from an army of robotic pirates led by Admiral Razorbeard. An enhanced port titled Rayman Revolution was developed by Ubisoft Annecy for the PlayStation 2, released in 2000. An alternative remake known as Rayman 2 Forever was developed for the Game Boy Color. Rayman 2 was critically acclaimed for its gameplay, graphics, and accessibility.
I would like to point out that Rayman 2 for the Game Boy Color, I did look into this one, and it's much more like basically a sequel to the Game Boy Color version of Rayman 1 that just has Rayman 2 scenery in it, more or less. Like, it plays pretty much identical to the first one.
So it's more of like a side-scroller platformer than
Yes.
a 3D platformer.
Yeah, I don't know if the Game Boy Color would have been able to handle anything that looks
It
like
would
this.
not
This
have,
game
no.
is very N64 feeling, even on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, agreed. But I almost wonder if the side-scrolling Raymans are better.
I heard they can be pretty frustrating, but, you know, this is interesting too, because, I mean, I guess we're already getting into before our first impressions, but I'll say I was surprised because I thought 2 was going to be a side-scroller. I didn't expect it to be a 3D collectathon, so...
Yeah, I also figured it would be a side-scroller.
Same.
It was an interesting surprise.
Yeah, first impressions, man. I'll start for once. So I fired it up
Because I'm wearing green.
because I'm wearing green. This was actually our holiday work shirt.
Oh,
Very
that's
nice.
Truly thing right there.
Can I just point out that I love that your job allows you to wear t-shirts?
Oh, can I also point out that I fucking love that too? Like, I can wear whatever pants I want as long as they're, you know, so like I don't have a specific pair. Like sometimes they're like, you have to wear black pants and things like that. It's like, no, dude, you wear jeans, you wear shorts, I still wear khakis. I like dress pants. That's the pants that I like to wear. But it's a very comfortable place to work.
Mm.
You know, we have to wear t-shirts that are branded like True Leave or one of our affiliates. But let me tell you something, man. Alien Labs that does some bud, they got some cool ass shirts. They're the ones I showed you the shirt that I got that looked like the big death metal
Yeah.
cover. That's an Alien Labs shirt. I have another one on the way right now that I'll show you when I get it. That is an alien, but he looks like a fucking wizard, and he's like casting a fireball. Like,
yes,
there's some cool ass shirts, man. But yeah, it rules. I love my job, I really do. But I fired up Rayman, and it crashed. I'm like, all right. So I fired it up again, and it crashed again. Okay, so I went into the settings, messing around with the settings, fired it up, and it crashed again. God damn it. Let me look online. So I look online, someone's like, slide this into it, and it should load fine. I'm like, okay, cool. So I loaded it up. Excuse me. Pardon me completely. The first time I loaded it up, it loaded fine. My controller wouldn't work. So I found a .dll file that made it recognize controllers, slid that in there, and that's when it started crashing every time I was trying to load it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not playing this on a keyboard.
No.
I was like, this is not going to happen. And I need it to fucking load. So I went and looked again. I now have on my computer this fucking Rayman launcher thing that is specifically for all of the Rayman games. And they have mods and fixes and stuff in the launcher that you can download to get it to work properly.
Oh, sweet.
So I did that, applied them, loaded it up, fucking 4K, crystal clear, played the game, started playing. It's perfectly fine. 2 days later, fired up. Or no, the game updated. Randomly, it updated. This game from 1999 had a fucking update and going.
Got that critical major patch.
So I run the update, load the game, crashes. Fuck. Load the game, crashes. God damn it. So that's when I talked to you boys and was like, I can't get this fucking game to run anymore. I don't know what the fuck to do. So when Willie reminded me about emulation, so I looked into my collection of PlayStation 1 ROMs, but lo and behold, there's Rayman 2. So I fired it up in RetroArch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Going from the PC version in 4K, which, don't get me wrong, the graphics were still of the time, but going back to the way it looked on PS1, I was like, holy shit. I did notice, and I'll bring this up later, there are differences. But I'm like, I can't do so. So I opened up the loader. I'm like, what did I do that fucked it up? I'll tell you what I did. My dumbass did not reapply the mods.
Oh.
I went in there, I clicked one fucking button, hit play, ran like a charm.
Beautiful. I had really stupid problems with my game as well, getting it started. So I'm with you on this one.
Well, what problems did you have, man?
All right, so this is the first time I've actually really played a game on RetroArch since moving my computer over to Linux, and all my RetroArch ROMs and directories and stuff were on my my shared drive that's both Linux and Windows readable. So at first, I thought, I tried to play the game, played through the first level, closed it out, opened the game back up. My save file doesn't appear to be there. Problem. So I'm like, okay, what if I just move all my RetroArch stuff over to my Linux drives? Do it again. Play through the first level again. Save. Close it. Reopen it. No save file. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about it. I think, okay, I got to look through all the VMU stuff because the Dreamcast used a really special memory card. Maybe I have to configure the memory card first. So I'm looking in RetroArch's menus and all that, trying to figure that out. And I found the directory where the VMU files are. And I look at them, and it says, these three files, the memory cards in slot 2, 3, and 4, long ago updated. The one that you saved to has been recently updated. Interesting. I go back into RetroArch and open it up again. I pay very close attention to the menus. The RetroArch menu, the way I have it configured, uses the right button, that is the red B button on an Xbox controller, to go forward, and A to go back. I open up this game, Dreamcast's buttons are in the same position as Xbox buttons, so I see a red button on the title screen and think, oh, okay, that's my B button. I'm hitting skip load game every time. The Dreamcast red button is the A button at the bottom, and yes, it worked completely fine after that.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I was so used to mashing the right button going through the RetroArch menus that I kept mashing the right button like a complete dumbass. It's amazing.
How did you get, did you have any problems running it, Mick?
Absolutely none.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. None. You are the smart man in full school this week.
I downloaded the ROM. I put it in my Dreamcast directory on my Steam Deck. I fired up RetroDeck, which is the emulation front end that I use on the Steam Deck. booted it up, started playing.
He didn't like have a normal deck. He had a retro deck. Like it, he's got so much hair. It's just like straight from the 70s. The retro deck.
Golly.
Don't deck shame me.
It's like the Australian accent. That's a nice dick you got there.
Oh, the New Zealand deck commercial. I love that one. That's so
nice
good.
Dick.
It's a nice dick.
Did I mention my deck is
there?
white?
Quite large for a white one.
Yeah.
Goodness, y'all.
So
I'm pretty
Rayman.
fine
You want
for
to talk
a
about
white guy.
Rayman? Nice.
So Rayman.
So here's a surprise I found when I was looking into this Rayman game. Is I found an article from IGN from 2009 where they rated the top 25 Dreamcast games. They had 5 of their editors who were all big Dreamcast heads vote on their favorite Dreamcast games. This game made that list and Shenmue didn't.
Really?
Weird.
Really? This one was 17th place, below Seaman and above Phantasy Star Online.
Phantasy Star Online. Holy crap! Did that game take the world by storm?
Wow. I figured PSO would be way higher. Out of curiosity, do you know what was number 1?
I think I might have wrote that down, actually. Yes, I did, actually. Their top 5 were from 5 to 1, Soul Calibur. Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Crazy Taxi.
Mm-hmm.
Again, makes sense.
Absolute flagship Dreamcast game. Virtua Tennis.
I've heard good things.
Okay.
I haven't played that one, but the Virtua series was huge back in the day, so I believe that. Jet Grind Radio, again, okay.
Yeah.
And number 1 was another fighting game adaptation, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Those are
That, again, makes sense.
It's a strong top
must
5.
plays from that library.
I would say those and probably like Typing of the Dead would be
I-
like the first game, and Power Stone would be
I
the ones I
would
would want to get if I
actually-
had a Dreamcast.
I would actually argue in 2025 not to play Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast, play them on the GameCube instead.
Yeah, I totally see that, yeah. There are a lot of games that I didn't get around to because I didn't have a Dreamcast that I finally got to play on GameCube when I got a Wii because it was GameCube compatible. And it's like, finally, Ikaruga, it's time!
Girl, same. Dude,
Yeah.
I actually have a GameCube copy of Ikaruga. That game is actually worth some $1.
Oh,
That's
shoot.
the really hard shoot 'em up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one where you swap back between light and dark,
Yeah.
and then the bullets are one color or the other, so you can absorb the same color bullets. It's
I have
pretty
seen
crazy.
Metal Jesus and Radical Reggie play that, and yeah, dude, that game looks intense.
High level play of that game is completely
I've
insane.
never
Even just
gotten-
casually, I loved it.
I've never gotten past level 0 ever.
That's like when I see screenshots from a Toho game, and I'm like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, there
are
was that one
400 bullets on the screen right now. What the fuck?
far more than 400. I definitely am thinking of that screenshot that someone linked in a meme earlier from Imperishable Night Final Boss on Lunatic Mode, and the screen was just bullet colors.
Yeah, I believe it was Kana that shared that.
That make a
If I
ton of
remember.
sense, yeah. I do
So-
feel like the setting is definitely something that would appeal to her.
Full disclosure to the listeners: I played Rayman until I got the first mask,
Okay?
and I felt like I had seen enough of Rayman. Like at that point, I had after playing the first level 3 times and the second level twice, and then I got to a level where I got the mask, and then I went and did the next level after that, and I got all the way to the end, and there was a dude at the end that's like, "I'm dying. I need a potion. It's back at the beginning of the level," and I'm like, Alt F4. Just like, I'm done.
I hate to tell you this, but I think he was saying it was at the beginning of a different level, and you actually get to exit and save there.
Oh.
You dumbass.
Well, I was like, dude, I do not want to play through this entire level again because that whole sliding part was a pain in the dick.
Yeah, I will agree with that. So you had this situation too. Basically, when the game is in 3D collectathon platformer game, it's mostly pretty playable. I feel like it's not very difficult. It's not super easy, but it works. But once you go behind the character into like the forced scrolling sections where you're like water skiing behind Sam the Snake, or riding on the ammo shell, especially the walking shell, all of those were way harder than the rest of the game.
Yeah, I played this game for exactly 1 hour. And the part where I said, fuck this game, was after I had spent 30 minutes of that hour trying to beat the snake section. And I had finally gotten there. I had finally, figured out the level, and let's just say, the life meter in this thing is stupid.
It's very confusing because it's like in the style of an energy meter, but it's more like it is used for energy if you get hit by a robot pirate or walk into an enemy or something.
But in the minigame sections, it's a life counter.
And I feel like mostly what it ends up being used, is for how much stuff you fall off, more or less. How many times you fall into water in normal levels, or, well, not water, because most of the water with a piranha sign on it, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, that level pissed me off so much, because these riding sections, they really should be, if you get hit, you can keep going until your life meter runs out, and then you should get bumped back to the beginning of it to try again. That's not how it worked. If you hit anything, you were done, and you had to start over. And so I finally had gotten past the first section of that snake skiing part. And I'm like, oh good, okay, I got through that part, maybe I'll finish up this level, and that's where I'll call it. No, there's a second snake part right after the first snake part, and it's harder, and you hit more things. And I played that section until my life meter ran out, and when that happened, I'm like, I'm good. And I just exited out of the game and went and did something else.
So the funny thing is, that really only 100% of the time happens on the snake water skiing level. On the ones where you're sliding down on your shoes, almost like a Mario slider, or on the ones where you ride the walking shell, you can hit certain walls as long as you don't hit them hard enough that it kills you. You just kind of bonk off of them. And on those stages, the geometry, I don't know what it was like on the PC version. Maybe it was clearer and easier to see on 4000Ks or whatever. But on Dreamcast graphics, I wasn't playing with any upscaling or whatever. I was playing on straight up 480p. And there was a lot of time where I hit something, I'm like, there was nothing there. It just felt like a very sharp angle of nothing poked out and hit me.
Yeah, I was playing on a 7.4-inch screen right in front of my face. And could not figure out why I was dying half the time.
So it was especially bad in the walking shell level.
Like I said, I played the two different. Oh, excuse me.
Don't die, Dalton.
A little spit went down with that one. I played the two different versions. I played the PC version and the PlayStation 1 version.
Which I figure has to be the two far ends of the tech spectrum for the game. Because I know the or PlayStation version was scaled back some. It only has 800 collectible golden lums instead of 1,000.
Yeah. The level design was different in some levels. In the PlayStation version, they were smaller. And there were less looms to collect. Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed as well. The other thing, though, I don't know if this was the texture packs I was using or what, but the PlayStation version was easier to see as far as lighting. The PC version was overly dark in some areas, to the point that I think it was either the snake or the walking shell, and there was a part where I was going through a tunnel, and I literally could see zero.
Everything on the left side I couldn't make out, if that's the section you're thinking of.
I don't know. I was in complete darkness through this thing, and then I came out the other end and was okay. I didn't hit anything, but I was like, holy shit, I couldn't see dick. It was bad.
So maybe the PlayStation version, they kind of brightened it up to make up for the fact that it's probably lower polygon count and stuff than the other ones we're talking about. Because the Dreamcast one, I believe, was a later punch-up of the N64 version.
Yeah, and a lot of fans argued that the Dreamcast version is the definitive version. If you're going to play this game and you're going to emulate it, that's the version you pick. I had half thought about going through the N64 version, but a lot of people said swear by Dreamcast.
I mean, the N64 version just seems like a compromise for no one, because you're not getting the different, scaled down levels from the PlayStation version, so that experience wouldn't be that different. But you're also not getting the CD audio and stuff you have on the Dreamcast. You're getting N64 cartridge noises.
I mean, to be fair, the music in this game is not anything to write home about anyways.
I'd say it wasn't the biggest selling point, no.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of things about the Dreamcast controls that I wanted to bring up, too.
Yeah.
Not just me being bad at menuing.
Well, real quick, there's one other thing I want to mention before I forget, because it's a quick thing. There were 3 mods that I used. One was the fix, the Rayman 2 fix that made it run properly. The other one was an HD texture mod. The third one was a skin. There were a few different skins that you could do for Rayman, but I went with the Rayman from Captain Skyhawk. So I had Cokehead Rayman. That's what I was playing as.
Oh, you.
And it just made me laugh. But yeah, okay.
I bet there were a bunch of fun little mods, though. I bet you could get like Rayman Assist from the later games and use that one. It's like kind of like the Dark Rayman.
Yeah, there was a Dark Rayman, yep.
I almost wonder what my experience would have been like if I did mod packs and stuff on the Steam Deck. Like, I feel like that would have been maybe just a little bit of an easier or better experience than what I went through, including what I'm pretty sure Willie's about to talk about with the way the camera handled.
Yes, that is it. Where I was going next is I definitely envy you having twin stick camera controls, because that ain't how it played on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, no. On the Dreamcast version, there were a couple different ways you could control. Actually, no, there was only one way to control the camera. If you pressed
There was
L,
a couple of... Yeah, L and R did like some kind of return to behind you mode, I think.
Yes. And I think if you held down L was a lock-on type of mode. If you held it down in front of around enemies, or at least it was a strafe mode, if nothing else.
You could use it to strafe and lock on enemies in combat, because Rayman does very early on get his throw his fist punch ability. Although it doesn't look much like a fist. It looks more like he's just shooting kind of like a white glowy projectile.
He is. Like, he did say
you could shoot way more of them than you have hands.
But yeah, it looked more like he was shooting bullets than he was punching. It was weird. Maybe we just didn't get the power-ups we needed to show the fist actually punching. Maybe there was a charge thing or something. I don't know.
There was a charge shot later, but it also looked like that. It's just red and weird. Lightning-ish.
Yeah, very weird. After we record, I actually want to look up how it looks with some of the mod packs that Dalton used. Just a video. I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to trying this game again. But
I would be interested to see what it looks like too, actually, because again, because this was the version we played was the Dreamcast one, it felt very much like a slightly polished N64 title, I feel.
And that's exactly what it was, and that was the vibe that I got when I played it. Like I remember thinking to myself during the course of the hour that I played, this feels like a worse Mario 64.
I feel like the most direct inspirations were Mario 64 and Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah. And I even remember, like, Mario 64, I would argue, probably aged better than this game. Because I can go through, like, Bob-omb Battlefield in Mario 64, and it'll still feel, like, nostalgic isn't the right word. Fluid, let's just say. Like, it'll feel like I can, properly navigate the level. And I never felt like I was properly navigating anything in Rayman 2.
Quick question, because I stepped away to urinate. You guys were talking about the camera controls.
Yes.
So on the PlayStation, might have been the same on the Dreamcast, you rotated the camera with R2 and L2.
Nope.
No, that's not it. It was the face buttons to rotate the camera, and then L2 and R2 were...
Y and X.
Yeah, Y and X.
Y and X. A was jump, B was shoot.
B was shoot.
L was like a targeting, or it centered the camera behind you. I completely forgot what R did.
R also brought the camera behind you, and it brought up the little GUI that said how many limbs you've collected and stuff on that level.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that was R1 on my controller was the one to aim, where you would stand and it would shoot in front of you.
Gotcha.
But no, it was R2 and L2, and that's the same on the PC version that I played with controller.
Oh, that's right.
The camera like that.
PlayStation controller has L1,
Two
R1,
buttons,
and L2, R2.
Yeah.
Dreamcast and 64 controllers just have L and R.
That would explain why the Dreamcast inherited. So I'm gonna bet that the N64 version used the C stick for the camera controls.
That's what I'm thinking too. And then probably up and down did something a little bit more.
I said
no,
C
you're
stick. I meant the C buttons.
C buttons.
Like C stick was GameCube.
We were picking up what you put down.
I will say that I think that this game, but it was 1999. What amazes me is that the PlayStation version now, again, I might not have RetroArch set up properly as far as controller goes, but I was only able to control it with D-pad. So
That
I'm
it
like,
didn't support the DualShock?
sense.
when did the DualShock
99
come out?
seems. I was gonna say 99 seems late though, because Ape Escape felt
That's-
like it was like 1996 or 7.
You know,
I thought Ape
you
Escape was 98.
probably
Could be, yeah.
needed to turn on. There's one of two options you probably could have done in RetroArch. One is I think you could have actually gone into the core settings and set the controller to a DualShock. The other thing you could do is go into the input settings, and you could actually set the joystick to be like
WASD,
WASD. Yeah, I forget what they call it. I forget the option, but it's in input, and it's obvious because it's either off or it's like set to the left joystick. I'm blanking on the freaking what they call it. I think it's legit like analog to digital or something like that, or digital to analog.
Well, that would make sense to me because it just seemed weird. I'm like, surely this game didn't
Yeah.
come out before the DualShock controller.
No, I've got the manual pulled up, and if you have a dual analog or DualShock controller, there is a setting in there that you can use it.
So that
I wonder if
probably means that on the PlayStation version you had right stick camera controls. If you had a DualShock.
No, right analog stick is press to jump, incline in any direction to shoot.
What?
That's weird. I wonder if the
I don't know.
PS2 release had camera controls on the right
They
thumbstick.
almost certainly wouldn't have got that wrong by PS2 times, because I feel like it was pretty standard at that point.
Yeah.
I can go try to find a PS2 manual, actually.
I remember how wild it was playing. I never had the game, but I had the demo for Ape Escape.
Yes.
And being able to use that right thumbstick and throw it forward and he would do the net was like next level for me. And now I play skateboarding games that like require both sticks and shit like that. So it's cool how things have progressed over the years. But I remember the time when my scrawny little PlayStation controller did not have joysticks. It just had the D-pad and 4 buttons and then the 4 top buttons.
Yeah. I don't have a DualShock 1 to this day. Like, my PlayStation controllers are still the original.
Okay, yeah, it says the R3 button on PlayStation 2 was change field of vision to Rayman's. So, yeah. And then it uses L1 and R1 to spin the camera.
I actually didn't realize, but right next to me I have one.
Yeah, there it is.
Without
right
the
there.
DualShocks.
Yep, that's what I have.
Don't they look so fucking weird now, don't they?
I had one of those for long enough that it looks normal to me.
Dude,
I remember playing a lot of fighting games on that weird thing.
Yes,
Everybody
sir. A lot of siphon filter.
Everybody criticizes Nintendo for the split D-pad. Sony did it first.
Yeah, but the Joy-Con one is far worse because it feels like it's supposed to be... It's trying to be 4 buttons and a D-pad at the same time. And I get
true.
why, so you can do the individual stick, or individual con, but do people like using individual Joy-Cons for a game that has any kind of difficult controls? Like anything more complicated than a Wheel of Fortune type game?
I mean,
tell you.
I'm fine with it for games where they're just to access like menus and shortcuts and stuff, because you're just pushing a button. Like
That's what I mean by a Wheel of Fortune type game. But
Yeah,
can you imagine
like-
playing Smash Bros on one Joy-Con?
I've done it.
Wasn't good, was it?
It wasn't great, but you just used the analog stick to move around anyway in a game like Smash Brothers, so it didn't bother me that
That's
much.
true.
I am fucking convinced that Nintendo did not think about how big other people's hands are in the rest of the world when they thought about the Nintendo Switch. And they're like, oh, you can do multiplayer. You just take one of the Joy-Cons and turn it sideways. It's this fucking big. like, what the fuck? It was so hard for me.
That's why in America we have all these adapters and shit.
Make
But the
it bigger.
thing too is,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, Nintendo, you guys made the Wii remote and the NES controller, both of which felt perfectly fine playing one sideways.
Yeah. Just make your Joy-Cons bigger.
The Wii remote.
No
to
one's
me
going to
was
complain about that.
Next frickin' level.
Yeah, Wii
Because-
remote was great.
Because if you're playing 3D games, you just attached the nunchuck to it, and you had your analog joystick. And then if you're playing like the original Mario Brothers, you take your controller, you go like that.
It's
you have a
practically
Nintendo
an NES controller.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that was next level. You're right. They haven't been able to figure that out.
That was a damn good controller. That was a damn
Yeah.
good system. Wii was up there. I mean, I'm not knocking Switch, but Wii was. They knew
remember
what they
it.
were doing there.
Oh, I really enjoyed
Blessed.
the Wii. I mean, there were some games on it I wish had like pro controller support, but for the most part, I did love that system.
Bless
Yeah,
my
yeah.
grandmother. I love her to death. I'll never forget. She told me that she went to a garage sale and got me a video game system. And I was like, oh, cool. She's like, yeah, it's got like, it's white and it's got these controllers. They look like it's not really a controller. It almost looks like two remotes. And I was like, did you give me a fucking Wii? Really? That's what I'm thinking. I go over there, and it was this. It had Wii controllers that looked like Wii controllers, but it was like this weird circular thing like this that was white, and then it had black, and it had it was basically like a little knockoff Chinese Wii type thing, right? So it just had a bunch of games built on it. Can't remember what they were. They didn't work very well, but I thanked her for it, and I did use it because it had bowling and that kind of thing on there. It was not great.
Yeah.
But I've played worse. I have played worse.
You know what? Your grandmother saw that and said, "I bet you Dalton would like this."
That's a very grandmother gift, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That.
Bless the woman, because she was just thinking about me.
Yeah.
And snagged that. I'll never forget. Quick story, because my grandma used to love going garage sailing. Her and I, when I was real young, went to a garage sale in Jacksonville, and this guy had a Sega Genesis with 30 games.
Oh dang!
Wow.
And I was like, "Grandma, I see how much he wants for this." And she was like, "Excuse me, sir, how much do you want for the video games?" And he said $2.50. And me as a kid, I went, $2.50, Grandma, let's get it. And the dude just straight up laughed, and he goes, "No, not $2.50, kid. Sorry." And my grandma was like, "No, honey, I can't afford that." Which totally fine in retrospect. $250, a lot
for
of money,
a Genesis, no freaking way.
For a Genesis and a bunch of games, but
you were young. You were little at the time, right?
Yeah, dude, I was 9, maybe.
Okay,
maybe 7.
Well, to be fair, Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo games were $60.
Depends on the game, man. Virtua Racing for the Genesis was over $100 when it released.
But let's also factor in the fact that if we account for inflation in 2025, $60 for a game then is $250 today. And people complain about games being $70, $80.
Let me also say that I realized that $250 at a garage sale is pretty expensive. But my grandmother was also used to being like, "How much do you want for these toys for my grandson?" And they'd be like, "Oh, $5. You can grab 10 of them," or whatever. You know what I mean? It was used to things like that. So when that dude was $250, my grandma was like, "Whoa."
I also would argue that $250 for a Genesis in any time period is a little much.
Yeah, I have one sitting around over here somewhere that I got for free. I just found.
Nice.
So, yeah,
I think, and don't quote me on this, if one of you guys wants to go on price charting, you can. I want to say $50, $60 for a Genesis is fair right now.
I have no idea how much hardware goes for these days.
I'm pretty sure a used loose Genesis you could get for about $60, $70. Maybe $100 at the most. But
I feel like the problem for me would be having a monitor to play it on. So I'd need to get some kind of weird...
They have HDMI adapters for them. They make those now.
Dude, in my laundry room, I have an old little TV that used to be we could put it in the car and it would plug into the thing.
Oh,
it had a VHS player in it. So anytime I bust out one of the old systems, I always set that little fucker up and play them on.
That's good times.
A Sega Genesis Model 1 right now, loose, $59.99.
Okay.
That seems a
Model 2.
Model 1, I believe, is the one you want. I think it had the better sound chip.
Model 2, $52.45.
Okay. That's about what I expected.
But the Sega Genesis JVC XI, $515.
I don't know what JVC XI is.
Not a clue what that is.
That might be the unicorn that was like a Genesis Sega CD and a 32X all in one.
I remembered the name of that, though, and it wasn't called something that complicated. I think it was just called, Okay, no, I don't remember. Shit, now I have to look it up. What did you say it was? JVC XI?
X''EYE.
Oh, X''EYE. Oh, it is the Sega Genesis combined with a CD. I was going to say JVC sounded weird because that's a manufacturer, but yeah, it turned out they worked with JVC to make it.
Go ahead.
I bring this up every time I look on price charting. Phantasy Star for the Master System, loose, $74.19, complete, $130.25, and that's what if I can get the manual for it, which is $46 according to this, with one sale per year, so they're not exactly easy to find. I would have a complete copy. I just don't have the manual anymore.
I keep looking. The retro store that I got your Final Fantasy VIII book from.
Yeah.
They have like a little manual, like a box with just manuals in it. I flip through every time I'm there to see if I can find one. I still have not found one. And I feel like if I ever did find one, it wouldn't be in there. It would be in the case.
Right. The only other thing that I have that's worth any money that I know of is Chrono Trigger on the DS. And that is loose, $68.78. I paid less than that for a complete. I paid $40 for it. Yeah. So $68.78 loose complete, which is what I have. $114.99. And yeah, new is $185.
I actually have 2 copies of that because one I bought and didn't have the box, and I spent about $40-$50 on it. And then one day I walk into a game store and I find it complete with the box, and I was cleaning out my basement, so I had like a bunch of like pop vinyls and controllers and just a bunch of nonsense. And then I ended up getting in store credit the amount of that copy of Chrono Trigger, and I'm like, you know what? You're coming home with me, buddy.
Hell yeah. Willie, I know you mentioned this, and you're really the only one that can speak on it, that you hit a difficulty spike in Rayman.
Yeah, I would say that the level where you get the second mask, the land, I think it's called like the land or world of stone and fire, that level was actually tougher than a lot of the levels, despite it mostly being normal platforming as I remember it. But it also had like a segment of the shell again, I think, which was just hellish. It was either the shell or the sliding mechanic. It might have been sliding.
The first time I almost quit this game was when it told me to ride the shell, and I had to figure out how to go across that thorn patch with it. It didn't tell me how to ride the shell. I had to Google how to do it, and someone was like, they were like, without spoiling it, just try outrunning it for a little bit. And that's when I figured out, I'm like, oh, okay, so you just like tire it out and then hop on it. I got you. Yeah. So I checked out before the difficulty spike. I know you were hoping that I would get there, but I just didn't have it in me, dog.
I don't blame you. The only reason I'm probably going to finish this game is, I think I liked it more than you two did, but I think the main reason I'm going to finish it's because I'm on retro achievements for it, you know?
I was about to say those retro chivos.
Yep.
So there was another annoying section where you have to free the fairy girl, which looks nothing like a fairy, by the way. It's weird as heck.
They completely redesigned her for the Japanese version to give her like softer looking eyes and stuff, so she looked less weird and angular.
Weird, yeah. No, it's very, very odd. But in order to free her, you have to pick up a bomb and you have to throw it at a machine 3 times to turn off the force field that's holding her. And while you're doing it, these propeller bombs are coming towards you.
Yes.
I couldn't for the life of me figure out what to do. Apparently,
throw the thing straight up.
You have to
throw the bomb.
You have to press A to throw the bomb straight in the air, shoot the bomb or shoot the thing that's coming at you, and then catch it. Keep going. Yes. You have to do it like 2 more times before you can actually throw it.
I thought that was pretty straightforward because it literally says like press A to throw it straight up, press B to throw it forward when you first get one. I didn't
step on the thing that tells you to do that because I freaking hate that stupid little cricket thing that comes up and gives you hints.
That thing's voice is awful, right?
Oh, the sound it makes when it talks is just god awful.
And then its big dumb face.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no,
There's some weird and off-putting faces in some of these Rayman games.
Oh, yeah,
I dropped the redesign of Lai in the group, or not the group chat, but the recording chat just now. If you guys wanted to look at it, like they really
way better.
Yeah, it's much more appealing looking. It just looks more like a fairy person.
Oh, what the heck? Why?
Yeah, the one on the top is the North American version, or the French version, actually. I guess the one on the bottom is what they did in Japan.
The one on the top is Sonic before they bullied the company.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
I wonder if in the mod pack, there's a mod pack that lets you have that version of her.
Probably, if they're going to be replacing models, that seems like a pretty straightforward replacement.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I almost feel like if I played this on PC with the mod pack, I might have enjoyed it a little bit better. I feel like maybe it would have been a little bit more approachable, but I don't know if that's going to solve any of the problems I had this game. I had a problem with the music and the soundtrack. I had a problem with the sound effects. I had a problem with the characters. Like, I don't know. It was more than the gameplay that I didn't vibe with this game with. It was several different factors.
I feel like I didn't hate the characters as much because it just had this friendly, like, children's fairy tale / morning cartoon vibe to me that I kind of really dug, actually.
I don't know.
I
Felt more like Five Nights at Freddy's, but Rayman edition.
I feel like this game suffers from being of its time because it has been done better since.
That's true. I would say there's also a really, really strange decision, which is, why does the game have so many one-way checkpoints in a game that's half collectathon? Like, once you miss certain things, you have to replay the entire level to get them.
Yeah, Astrobot does that too, actually, believe it or not.
I will say, one thing I've really appreciated. One thing I've really appreciated. Well, Crash Bandicoot, though, is more about the action.
That's funny, because Astrobot, Crash Bandicoot, they're very,
connected.
Very connected.
I did like that if you beat a level and you go back and replay it, you don't have to resolve all the puzzles again. Like, you still have to do the platforming, but like, if you like that one scene where Glowbox puts out the fire and all that stuff, you don't have to find Glowbox and walk him over to the fire. The fire's just not there the second run through.
I just think my two examples in my head were basically from this time, because I remember in the rental store seeing Rayman 2 for the PlayStation for rent, right? Like that version of it. But Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank are 3D platformers that just did it to perfection, in my opinion, both of those games. And that came out on the PlayStation 2. So it's like maybe Rayman and Mario 64 walked so those games could run. And now games these days can hop in their bullet train or whatever they're fuck. But I just feel like going back to this was rough. You know what I mean? When I've played things like I said, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Ukulele, things that have just kind of done it. Hell Pie, things that have done it since, but done it better because the technology's come further. We've learned about what things people generally don't like in games more than we knew in the 90s compared to now. Yeah, so.
Yeah, there are games of their time period, and hot take, I am in the camp that the Nintendo 64 as a whole has just not aged well, and considering this is a port of a Nintendo 64 game, I feel like it's one of those that just it aged like milk big time. I think if I were playing this on the N64 or on the Dreamcast like back when they were released, I probably would have enjoyed it better because my frame of reference would have been other games like that. But here in 2025, when we've played games that are so much more fleshed out and enjoyable, going back to this one, like I can go back and play Mario 64. I don't think I would, if I played this game and had nostalgia for it, I don't think I'd be able to go back to it.
I can see that. And I feel like, I don't know, like I think there's a lot of little things this game does well, and there's also a lot of little things that the game really doesn't. Like, all of the menuing in general kind of seems sloppy. Like, I'm not just bitching about me being too stupid to load a save file, but I mean, like, even little things like when you finish a bonus level, it was really unclear to me that it was offering me a choice between the Land of Doors versus replaying the level. I thought I could only replay, and it took me a while to figure out how to get out of that screen, you know? It's little QLL things like that. But I
will say it. Just real quickly, I think that this game would benefit from a remake like the Crash games got, like the Insane trilogy. I do think that a remake, like if they did Rayman and they brought it up to looking better, lighting better, controlling better, I do think that this would still hold up as a fun game.
I mean,
I don't think there's all that much polish you would even need.
They did it for Spyro too. Spyro got the Reignited trilogy.
Yep.
I think that this one might just be kind of an odd duck in the series, though, because I don't know how many 3D platformers there were. I thought Rayman was chiefly a side-scrolling game.
But isn't Rayman Legends on the Switch?
I believe it's available for Switch, if not Switch Wii U.
Yeah. Yes, and Rayman Legends is very much applauded as a great game.
Yeah, people love Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, so like even if this Rayman didn't hit for you, I don't think I'm going to write Rayman off. But one thing I will say I did not know about Rayman is how damn many Rayman games there are when you count all the spin-offs and expansions and stuff. Like, not only are there like 5 different versions of Rayman 2, but like the first Rayman game, there was Rayman Designer, which is basically Mario Maker for 1995.
Wow.
Aren't
the Rabbids?
I was about to say Rabbids spawned from Rayman, right?
Yeah, Rabbids came out of Rayman, and now they're also working with Mario. But then there's a lot of games you'd never even, like a bunch of educational crossovers and stuff, like maths and English with Rayman, learn French with Rayman.
So apparently Rayman was big enough.
I think there's a chance that he was probably a lot bigger in Europe than he was here. I think here he was competing with a lot of things, but I think as a homegrown French talent, he kind of had a local slice in the pie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because, like, one thing I thought was really interesting, I read about while I was, researching for this game is Michel Ancel, who I mentioned earlier, was the creator and director of the first games. In 2006, he was one of the first 3 people to be knighted by the French government for making video games.
Wow.
Alongside Frédéric Reynal, who made Alone in the Dark and Little Big Adventure, and then, kind of making the other 2 silly in comparison, Shigeru Miyamoto. Just that little guy.
Little Big Adventure, man.
It's a funny comparison when you put them all next to each other like that. I mean, no offense to either of the French creators, but man, that is just some different weight classes in my estimation. What are you about to say about Little Big Adventure? I'm not really all that familiar with it.
I just know that I own the first and second one, and they look very interesting. Like, I think that they're point-and-click games, like adventure games, if I remember right, and like I know they had a PlayStation release.
I always get it confused with Little Big Planet, with the Sackboy guy, and then it just all messes up in my head.
I really don't have anything else. Are we about ready to get into ratings?
Oh, I want to say one more thing about Michel Ancel, since I thought this was cool, is they were working on more games, and all of a sudden he retired he said, my games are in good hands. They're going to do well with Beyond Good and Evil and Wild, I think was the other title. So I'm just going to go live on a wildlife preserve for several years.
That is pretty cool. I would love to live on a wildlife preserve.
Like, I just think that's kind of an awesome way to go. You know, you've made these games. Rayman got back in popularity, showing up in, Origins and Legends, Brawlhalla, getting his cameos in Captain Skyhawk. Like, the character is still alive, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Long live Rayman.
Yeah.
Let's do some ratings, boys.
Yeah, you guys ready to go out on a limb?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to say. I'm going to give it points for being forgiving in some areas, and then I'm going to take away points for it being unforgiving in other areas.
Very uneven difficulty curve, I wholly agree.
Yeah, but it just didn't gel with me. I didn't like the music, I didn't like the sound effects. Maybe if I had played it like with upscaling and mod packs, I would have appreciated it better. I didn't like the camera controls. I feel like if I want to enjoy a game that's of this time period, that place, of that genre, I would just pick up Mario 64. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. But I'm going to give it credit where credit is due. I'm going to give it 4 floating hands out of 10 annoying tutorial bugs.
All right. I'll go next because I think Willie's going to give it the highest score, so I'll let him go last.
Very likely.
I enjoyed my time with it. It did give me a lot of headaches as far as getting it running and all of that. And it shows its age. Not one that I'm compelled to go back to and beat. But like you said, I think if I'd played this, like if I'd had this on PlayStation, I'd have ate this up like turkey dinner. I'm going to give it a solid 5 arms out of 10 legs.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it, man. Would you guys rather we were playing Croc again? Like, at least it was a little better than that.
See, I didn't play Croc.
It reminded me a lot of Croc.
I definitely thought about Croc from time to time, but it was always a positive comparison from Rayman's side. Like, I do think that it had a lot going for it. And I'm not even trying to hate on Croc. I just thought Croc was kind of one of many. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that it distinguished itself in any real way. I think this game did in a couple ways. I thought that, like, a little bit of the action and shooting and stuff was kind of fun, but not super great. But these games never really have great, like, combat. That's never been the point of them. I kind of enjoyed a lot of the difficulty spikes, even though, like I said, that one level really did tick me off. But despite it having some jankiness to it, I'm having more to like about this game than dislike. And it may not be the highest score anyone's ever given a video game, but I think I'd like to give it 7 1/4 yellow looms out of 10 green looms.
Green one specifically.
Yeah, because it gives you your checkpoint, which means you don't have to repeat an area.
Till you run out of your life meter, and then you're starting over anyways.
Perhaps. I also wanted to say I really appreciated that there's a little cutscene early on where Admiral Razorbeard eats one of the golden looms, and the number of looms it shows to collect from that point drops from 1,000 to 999. I thought that was pretty funny. And because I read spoilers of sorts in terms of retro achievements, I do know there is a way to rescue the 1000th flume. So don't worry too much, kids.
All right, so our next episode, we'll be back in 2 weeks to chat about Chained Echoes. And then after that, we will be to the Steamy Awards. It is that time of year. So that's our Christmas tradition. So we'll be getting that out as well. But yeah, man, 2 weeks from now, we'll be back talking about Chained Echoes. Super hyped for that. Mikolov, go ahead and plug your stuff, my good sir.
Team Retro on YouTube. Got some content planned for December before Christmas time. And then, yeah, it's going to be CES time soon. So, fun stuff coming.
Oh, yeah. Fun stuff coming, all right, at CES.
God damn it, Dalton.
Right, I forgot about that one. Good word.
Willie, you got anything you want to plug before I run through the house cleaning?
Looks like a very tasty turkey leg.
I was actually going to say I'm kind of gnawing on the end of a fried turkey leg. Or I don't think it was fried. I think this one was smoked. But I just want to give props to the mighty turkey leg because something about it makes you feel like a medieval king eating these things.
Yeah. There are times when I'm eating ribs or a chicken leg or a turkey leg or something, and I'm like, this is goddamn barbaric. I'm just tearing meat from bone with my teeth. And yeah, it's just, yeah.
It does make you think about it a little bit, yeah.
It does. If you would be so kind as to leave us a review over on iTunes and Spotify, it really helps us out in the algorithm, helps people find the show, means a lot. And if you leave a 5-star review over on iTunes and you leave some words with it, I'll read it on the episode. I think the last one that we got was 2 years ago, last time I checked. So if you would do that, that would be wonderful. You want to join the Discord? That's where all the cool stuff happens. Fuck social media. bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. That'll get you an invite into the Discord. You can join in on the shenanigans, vote on the polls, and all of that good stuff. I do quickly want to say we do have some new polls up. Let me run through those very fast because I know that Mikolov is the sleepy boy.
You were supposed to be the sleepy boy. You're the one that came in from working a whole Black Friday shift. We thought you'd be dead when you showed up.
I'm actually.
This is me dead.
I'm actually surprisingly awake for 1:30 in the morning. I'm just worried about tomorrow. I got to put up Christmas lights.
Fun times. It is time for it.
Yeah.
So, I fucked up on the last poll and deleted things I didn't mean to. So we had 2 new polls now. The short poll, we got Blaster Master Zero, Dreamscapes, The Sandman, Sherlock and the Hound of Baskerville, Nostradamus, The Last Prophecy, and Counter-Strike Condition Zero. And so far, Sherlock Holmes is winning that poll.
Sherlock Holmes is a hidden object game about Sherlock Holmes, and that is so much on the brand of what we used to do on the show that we haven't done in a while, you know?
Right? I agree. And then our retro poll...
not trying to rig it, I'm just commenting that.
Oh, I mean, it's already winning, so it's all good. Our retro poll, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Outlaws and a Handful of Missions, Shadow Warrior Classic, Starship Titanic, Amazon, The Explorer's Legacy, and Warcraft 2, with Warcraft 2 winning by 1 vote at the moment.
Man, we got a competition between the Jedi engine and the build engine in the first-person shooter zone there.
And not only that, Starship Titanic, written by the dude
Douglas
that
Adams. Douglas Adams. Galaxy.
But my vote is for Mortal Kombat or Starship Titanic. That's just me.
A little unsurprising that you would be stumping for Mortal Kombat. It's still surprising that we haven't done much of that for the series.
Yeah. Oh, expect a Mortal Kombat game or 2 next year. Just be prepared. Let's see. Back to the show notes. So check this out. Yeah, bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. Check out the website, bit.ly/The Steam Machine Podcast, capitalized phonetically. If you would like to support the show, really helps me a lot. Helps me keep the lights on, helps keep the show running and the flowing. Patreon.com/The Steam Machine Podcast. $1 or more a month gets you the episodes early and all of the banter in the beginning just for the patrons. And if you donate $10 or more, you get that plus your name read on each and every episode like these wonderful people. Nate Sir Cogsworth, the 7th of Juniper, Jeff the Original Expendable, Mr. Syllables, Old Jeffy Lube, also he's a duck, the RPG Wolverine, the RPG Wolverine, Logan Jareed, Eraser Adam, shout out to his podcast, Spectre Approved, Team Retro, go check him out over on YouTube, Mr. Puzzles, Dane himself, and Flying Brian Doran Gray. Thank you all very, very much. I love you. Shout out to the JRPG Report. Shout out to Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. Get a shirt, tsmpproductions.threadless.com. Check out my music, nowthenightmare.bandcamp.com. We'll be back in 2 weeks to talk to you all about Chained Echoes. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful holidays. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And until next time, everybody, take it easy.